Hola from the west side. It's me, DCThePurpleDiva. And welcome to another not so random track. For this Sunday night session, I decided to do something a little different. At the suggestion of one of my subs, I changed the music up a little bit for y'all. So I'm using some of the no copyright music here on YouTube. This one is called Chill Lo-Fi Hip Hop Beats. So we're going to see how we like this. Hey, real life, how are you? Just starting out. I got this YouTube music playing in the background. So we'll see how that goes. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful Sunday evening. I'm just going to sit here and chill. I have to turn down the volume on my phone. I always do that. Let me get it all the way down. There we go. There we go. It's down. How are you? Thank you for coming in. So the first thing that I want to talk about, you guys, I know a lot of people have been watching the BET Awards or it's the Soul Train Awards. It's one of them. Anyway, but before I get into that, as promised, I did read a little bit more of Miss Robin Crawford's book, A Song for You. And I've read it up to the point where Miss Whitney had signed with Arista Records. Thank you. And she and Robin had stopped their physical relationship. So what Robin says in her book is that right after Whitney signed with Arista and with Clive Davis, that she gave her a gift, and it was a Bible. And she told her that she thought that they should stop their physical relationship because people would not understand. And as you guys are coming in, please smash that like button. So I thought that was, very Whitney, because as you guys know, she grew up in the church. So she was probably spiritually conflicted about her relationship with her friend, and was probably conflicted about the physical aspect of it. And Robin also talks about Whitney's involvement with Jermaine Jackson. She calls him Jai in the book. I guess that was some nickname that Whitney had for him. And this was when he was married to Hazel Gordy. So he's low life for this, but he kind of was messing around with Whitney while he was married to Hazel. And this was at the beginning of Whitney's career, because like the first song she did that duet with him. But Whitney was a much better singer than he was, and he was basically using her, to help his own career. But then when the Victory Tour came, and he was back with his brothers and was making that money, he didn't need her no more. So he kind of just stopped calling her. And They were supposed to, I guess, go to the victory tour, and he was going to give them tickets. He didn't call them or send the tickets. Tacky. It was tacky for him to be doing that when he was married, but it's no secret that he wasn't faithful to Hazel when they were married. That's not even a secret. Yeah, she was with Jermaine. She was with him. Robin is letting that cat out of the bag because he was married to Hazel Gordy at the time. So, you know, I mean, you know, it's cool if she talks about the stuff that's her stuff, but I'm not really, I don't know if she should be really talking about the people that Whitney was with, even though that, you know, they were roommates. And so she was kind of around that. But she also mentions that Whitney was very closed about her relationship with Jermaine. So this is an assumption that their relationship was physical, but he was definitely leading her on because he was telling her that he was not happy in his marriage and that he was going to divorce Hazel. Hey, Ledford. Yeah, I decided to use some of this YouTube music tonight. Hey, AKA James. I hope y'all like this music. I like it. It's kind of jazzy. It's kind of jazzy. So we'll see how this goes versus my normal music. But yeah, so he kind of led Whitney on per Robin's book. And they ended and she and Robin ended their relationship right at the very beginning of Whitney's career. Once she signed to Arista Records, Whitney decided that they shouldn't be physical anymore. So, I mean, I haven't gotten to the Eddie Murphy part yet, but one of the things that I do that was in here that kind of disturbed me is that Robin dropped out of college her senior year. She only had like a semester to go, and she dropped out of college, you know, to go do the stuff with Whitney. Now, Whitney didn't ask her to do that, you know, but it was because of their relationship, because it was physical at that time, that Robin dropped out of school. And I don't know if she has any regrets about that, you know, but I'm like, I would have finished school and then helped Whitney. That's just me, though. That's just me, you know. But she, you know, one of the reasons she gave for why she dropped out was because at that time there was no WNBA, so that wasn't an option for her. And she didn't want to be a coach or an assistant coach. She knew that she wanted to go into, I guess, entertainment and help Whitney and help with management or be on Whitney's team. So that's her rationale for going ahead and just leaving school before she finished. But she had a freaking scholarship, you know, athletic scholarship. She wasn't even paying for it. That's why I'm saying she should have just gone ahead and finished, because her mom was pissed. Her mom was pissed, and I would have been too. I mean, really, giving up a scholarship in her last year. But I mean, I'm sure that she got more life experience being in Whitney's camp, but it didn't start out that way, because she talks about in the book when she came home from college, the only thing she was doing was sitting around the house, basically, and getting high and stuff with Whitney. And she talks about, you know, how they were sneaking around to hotels and stuff, you know, to do their business and whatnot. But she does also talk about how during that time period, her mom found out that they were doing this, and she was upset about it and called up Sissy and had a conversation with Sissy. And then Whitney came back. Sissy didn't even care. Sissy didn't even care. She also went in about the fact that Sissy had a foul mouth and frequently dropped the F-bomb. And that her mom had commented, and this is a woman of God with a mouth like that. And but her comment was in regards to how nice Whitney was and how well mannered Whitney was, despite how her mom really was and not what the world saw her mom being. And she did talk about the fact that Whitney was always given a hard time. She was the only girl and she was the youngest, but her two older brothers could pretty much do whatever they wanted. But her mother never gave her a break. She also talked about the fact that Whitney's father's father didn't like Whitney because Whitney wasn't light enough for him. So she had to deal with that colorism in her family. Oh, I know, but I guess the fact that she was always dropping F-bombs and cussing people out, but I know some people that are Christians that have very foul mouths, and it's, to me, it's not a good representation. I mean, I try not to say bad words, but every once in a while one might slip out. But for the most part, I try not to do that because I don't want my son saying them. But with Sissy being like over the choir at the church and all of this stuff, and it just kind of was a kind of crazy look, and I'm sure this is information that none of us out here in the rest of the world knew. So, like I said, from what I can see, Robin does not paint Sissy in a very good light throughout this book. She loves her daughter, but she's hard on her daughter. But then at the same time, she didn't care about the fact that Whitney was doing those drugs. And I told you guys that. I told you she turned a blind eye to it. And that's the reason why when Whitney was older, what could she say? What could she say about Whitney doing all of that? It wasn't a daggone thing she could say because she didn't care when she was younger, when she was 17 and doing it. So now all of a sudden, she gonna try to care when she's in her 30s? Miss me with that. But I told y'all that family knew that girl was doing them drugs. They knew about it the whole time. But the one thing I will give the Houston family is that they never said that Bobby was to blame for her drugs. Matter of fact, her brother said quite the opposite and said that it had nothing to do with Bobby. It was totally Whitney, which we all knew. We knew it was all her. But so far, I've gone through 6 chapters, and I will tell you that each one of them is long. I mean, she does a lot of talking, and it's a lot of words, but she's saying what she needs to say, but some of the stuff she's saying, I'm just not sure what her angle is and what the purpose of it is, because as I said, Robin doesn't seem to be hurting for money or anything. So I don't understand why she would pick now to do this, to make herself relevant again, I guess. I'm wondering. But that's all I had to really say on that as of today. I will come back with more on it as I read through the book. And then as I give you guys my commentary on the book, then you can choose to get the book and read it yourself or not. I have it on Audible, and I actually have a written copy of it because I'm a bookworm. So, you know, I'm that kind of person. Yeah, it might be that she just wants to let it out finally. I just find it odd because she waited to say something, you know. I mean, you know, but I'm glad that, like I said, I'm glad that Bobby Christina's not around, because that's the only other person that it would have affected, and she's gone. I don't think the family gives a rip. I don't think the family gives a rip. Oh, yeah. I mean, the rumors floated around about them back in the day. And in the Bobby Brown story, Bobby makes a inference to it. So he knew about that past with them as well. So apparently it was not a secret to everyone. But when it was going on, they, I guess, never got caught. Robin talks about one time that her mom almost caught them together, but, you know, didn't. You know, but we shall see. And then, you know, I looked at a little bit of the BET Awards, or whatever they are, the ones that are coming on, because I think it's BET, because it's on their YouTube. And I saw that entrance with Tashina and Tisha. Now that Tisha is fully single and fully free. But I thought it was kind of funny when they were doing that stuff. You know, the thing about Tisha Campbell, I don't know if she uses the Martin anymore. About her is that she always had a really, really, really good voice. I mean, can sing her behind off, but never did anything for her. Every time she tries to put something out there, she don't get no hits. I don't know what it is. Yeah, they had the mukbang, and now if you go out there and look now, they put the opening number out there too when they did the Janet Jackson tributes. They got out there and did a couple of her songs. And then I watched the K Michelle performance too. And you know, with the Can You Stand the Rain in the middle of her song, she trying to do country too. We'll see how that works for her. But I guess they're spinning her off of the Love and Hip Hop Hollywood thing, and she's gonna be back on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta because she's gonna be doing her country thing now. So she's got producers that are convincing her she needs to go back to Tennessee. She needs to be in Nashville if she's going to do country, if she wants the country world to take her seriously, because they're telling her, you know, you got two things against you. You're a woman and you're black. You know, so, but K Michelle can sing. I think she can sing. And the girl has a degree in music. I mean, she went to FAM on a yodeling scholarship. A yodeling scholarship, y'all. I mean, she knows how to yodel. which is perfect for them country songs because you got to know how to do that kind of stuff for that. And she's definitely country. And R&B and blues music, you know, at their essence are very close to country, you know, because they're generally message songs and easy messages. Well, I'll say older R&B and blues. The newer R&B, sometimes they don't have no message. They just have a beat, you know. But like the older stuff, you know, and I don't know why they assume that black people don't like country for some reason. We like country. We like country just like everybody else. My son just came downstairs. He took a bath earlier and it laid his butt out. Had him all relaxed. That's exactly where I wanted him to be. In a calm, cool state. We try to keep every day as meltdown free as possible. But yeah, so I think, you know, K Michelle is going to try to do this country thing for real, for real. She's going to try to do it for real, for real. We'll see what happens with that. I was hoping that Terry would come in here, but he hasn't gotten here yet because we were talking about the people that are in Israel last night. And, you know, how they're not the biblical Jews. That they are actually the descendants of a people that... All right. Thank you for coming through, Real Life. I will see you the next time. I'll try to catch your live as well. But anyway, how the people in the state of Israel, for the most part, are not the biblical Jews. That they, in fact, are the descendants of another people from another, you know, another area that's north, I guess northeast. Yeah, the Khazars or something. Khazarians. Yeah. So anyway, these people converted to Judaism. And they appear to be the people that are that occupy Israel. Not the actual biblical Israelites. So that leads me to a question as to, you can go ahead and take that, as to, do the people who are the real biblical descendants, you know, descendants of the biblical Israelites, do they know who they are? Because in looking at this stuff, one of the things that I found is that the Ethiopian Jews, who are actually descendants from one of the 12 tribes, so they are actually biblical, that they had to go through hoops with these other people, and that one of their rabbis had to say that yes, they were And then you have some other people that are in some other part. It's like you have all these people that are claiming that they are part of the lost tribes of Israel. It's kind of cracking me up, you know. Hey, Miss Pandy. How are you? It's kind of cracking me up because one second, don't make a mess with that, okay? All right. Because when you look at, you know, the dynamics, and I asked this question last night. When you look at the dynamics of the people from Europe and here in the United States, I wonder, do they know that these people in Pakistan, that they are descendants of, that those people aren't the biblical Jews? I mean, do they reconcile with that? Because from my research and looking around, you even have their scholars that are admitting that they are not the biblical Israelites. So that being said, number one, we all know that the biblical Israelites came out of people of color, came out of people in the continent of Africa. We all know that. Okay, you know, I mean, if you study the Old Testament of the Bible and you read who those peoples were, when you see Canaan, you know that those were people of color. You know that Cush, you know, the Cushites were people of color. You know, the Philistines were people of color. You know, the Sumerians were people of color. You know, all of the people in these regions around there were all people of color, and that Jacob, who was later named Israel, came out of those people. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. So when you look at that, and as you all know, that, you know, I mean, you know, a lot of us are descendants of Africans, you know, that were brought over through the diaspora. And nowhere have we suddenly changed from being black to white. Hasn't happened. So that leads to you to look at the fact that if these people were of the biblical Israelites, they would be still people of color. But since their own historical scholars have admitted that they're from these Khazars, which was in a territory over near where modern day Turkey is, and that they were driven out of their lands by Genghis Khan, you know, and then they, you know, moved over to Europe. They had already converted to Judaism. So they looked at several places when they wanted to do what they needed to do. It's just, and Israel was convenient, and then they started to use the Bible. I don't know how they're doing that when you're not even in there, but I digress. They started to use the Bible to justify why they should be there. Now I'm gonna let that marinate for a second. I kind of like this music. You know, I'm gonna let that marinate for a minute. Terry had me up all night doing researching this one. Let me just say that. And so these I forget how to say it. Ashenian Jews, whoever they are, that some, people have this specific DNA for, and it makes them some kind of special. Yeah, those people are definitely descendants of the Khazars. So that means that all the rest of them are descendants of the Khazars, and they were never, their ancestors were never in the promised land. They were never there. Bottom line. So I just don't understand. The only thing I can think, this is all about politics, political, because they don't want the true people who should be there. And that's the real issue that the Palestinians have. They wouldn't have a problem if it was actually the biblical, the descendants of the biblical Israelites. They have a problem because these people are not the descendants of the biblical Israelites. I'm Borging. It doesn't look like it's Borging on my end. And I'm looking at it online. I'm looking at it in the mobile app, and it's not Borging for me. Is it still Borging? Am I still Borging? I think I'm okay. And I don't seem to be getting any issues with StreamYard right now. Hey, Miss Veronica. So, just looking at all of the stuff about the Khazars and just looking into this whole deception, it's just, to me, like, what's going to happen is that the wrath of God is going to happen. Because if you're not the true biblical descendants of Israel, and you've been perpetrating this fallacy since 1948, and your own historians are validating that you are actually not the descendants of the biblical Jews, but of these Khazars who converted to Judaism. It's like you stole another people's heritage. You stole their heritage, if that in fact is true. And then that to me is like, okay, then what? The only ones who are actually really the descendants of the biblical Jews are the ones from Ethiopia? Is that what we're saying? Because it feels like it, because if these people are descendants of these people from this place called Khazar, which I know is not Israel, and that they, in fact, their ancestors, in fact, had to choose between, they had to choose between Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. And they chose Judaism out of the three. So they picked a religion, and then they took another people's history and made it their own. That sounds so crazy to me. And yet it appears to be true. It appears to be true. So then it's like Judeo-Christian, it's like when you think about Judeo-Christian, who are the Judeo people? And are they really, in allegiance to the one true God? Hey, Illusion. How are you? I'm like having a deep conversation about, I guess, what is considered a deception about who the people who live in Israel really are. Just, you know, and you guys already know how I feel about, certain aspects of Christianity because of the paganism that was pulled into Christianity by Constantine when he became Roman Catholic. And even though you have, Protestant, a lot of that rolled out of that, and they still have some of those things, like we celebrate Christmas in December. So, and then, just dealing with all the distortions, of biblical history. It's like now this is the distortion in biblical history. And that means that if these people, in fact, are not the descendants of the biblical Israelites, then them being in Israel has nothing to do with Bible prophecy, other than maybe they're the people that the Revelation talks about as the people who call themselves Jews, but actually serve the synagogue of Satan. But I'm not saying that that's them. But if they, in fact, are perpetrating that they are the descendants of the biblical Israelites, and they are not, then that's what it is. Because that means you stole another people's heritage. Kind of like our heritage was stolen from us when, when our ancestors were raped from the continent. And we don't know where we came from. So maybe that's what happened, to the actual Israelites, because we know that they were people of color at that time, and we know that there was a lot of enslavement, and that was going on the continent anyway, because you would enslave your enemies. So just thinking, trying to make it make sense. Hey, Terry. So Terry, I did a lot of research last night. I was doing my due diligence. So yeah, I did all the looking around and everything, and sure enough, their own Jewish historians say that these people are descendants of the people from Khazar who converted to Judaism. And when I was talking about that special group of Jews, the Ashkenazi or something like that, those people are definitely from descendants of the Khazarian people, whatever. I can't even say it right, and that would make you think that these people were probably more closely related to maybe like the people in like the Armenians, who did go through a true Holocaust at the beginning of the 20th century. Yeah, Khazars. Yeah, the Khazars. Yep, them. So that lineage that I was talking about, Terry, that begins with an A. I looked it up, and it did show that was, they tied that back to the Khazars too. So that would just mean that explains why they're not people of color. You know? But my question is that why would you perpetrate and you know, any thinking man could put 2 and 2 together and figure out that that's not true, that you can't possibly be, you know, but, you know, that's just me. Maybe I'm too smart. Maybe I'm thinking too hard. Exactly. But they represent that they are. They represent that they are. And that just means that they're just another part of the Caucasian race that happens to have curly hair in some of them because of the part of the world that they came from. And they really are a mix of a bunch of different people from that part of the world. It's just, yeah, because when I looked it up, I knew as soon as I saw where they were, I knew I looked for the information about Genghis Khan and how, you know, the Bulgars and Genghis Khan just basically kept coming in and they just ate up all their territory and they kept moving and losing more. And then they fled. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is that they had a choice of Islam, Christianity, or the Hebrew faith, and someone suggested that they convert to Judaism. So they did. And then when all of that stuff happened last century, they used that to their advantage, saying, you know, claiming that they should be in Israel. So ridiculous. And that explains why so many did not want to deal with it. It explains why so many countries did not want to deal with them. Because they don't want to have the wrath of God on them. That's why so many countries would not recognize them as a state. How interesting. Didn't even believe in God. Didn't even believe in God. That is just, you know, it just makes all this stuff, this politics and stuff that's going on with Israel and everything, make so much more sense. Because, I mean, it would make sense if the Palestinians were fighting against the true biblical descendants too, because the descendants of Ishmael and the descendants of Isaac were always going to be at odds. But that's not even who are the majority of the people who actually inhabit Israel. It does. It explains so much. And no matter, and it explains why no matter what they do, they can't get peace. because, you know, even though the Palestinians may be, you know, are primarily Muslim, Muslims also follow things, certain things that are in the Bible. And they definitely watched what's in the book of Revelation. Did one SP come in and I missed him? Did one SP come in? I don't see him. Hey, Topaz. How are you? Yeah, I mean, this is just crazy to me, y'all. And there's so many people that don't even realize this. I mean, I knew kind of, sort of, but I hadn't really, you know, I kind of knew that they were somebody else, you know, because it didn't make any sense to me that they weren't people of color. It never has. You know, once you look in the Bible and you know what's in the Bible, it starts to not make sense to you at all. And it also explains why it's so hard for so many people of color to accept the Bible, because this contradicts what the Bible is telling them. The Bible is telling them that this is who these people are, and then this is who you see, and it doesn't add up. I watched part of it, but I fell asleep on it. Sorry. But I got like halfway through. Oh, he didn't come in. Okay. Yeah, he was in here last night, though. He was in here last night. Oh, I guess I need to put on a different song. I forgot. This doesn't go like my thingy does. I have to find another one. Okay, here's another one. Here's another one. Okay, this is also copyright free music. It's called Chill Lo-Fi Hip Hop Beats Relaxing Chill Hop Study Music. Whatever that's supposed to be. It does. It does. It's like, because it's like when you really start thinking about it, it makes your head hurt. It really, really does. It's just like, it's like, you know, give me the other pill. I should have took the other pill. No, I'm kidding. You know, but it's just amazing how big a deception it is. I mean, it's to the point of it's a spiritual deception. It is a spiritual deception. It's a spiritual deception to me. You know? And then I'm like, I wonder how many like pastors that really study the Bible and everything are realizing that these people aren't the real. Anyway, man. And they don't have anything that I'm finding where they're refuting that that's who they are. So it's like, well, how do you connect yourself to Israel? How do you make this make sense to us? Well, the thing is that Judaism is a religion. Israel was a nation. Anybody can practice Judaism. And that's the thing, is they mix the two up. You know, I'm just saying. The Ethiopians are Jews, but they also are descendants of the Israelites. So they have both of the boxes checked. And it's like these people can't really, in all actuality, take their lineage back any further than these people in Khazar. They can't take it back any further than that. Because they didn't exist. They didn't exist. So it's like you're made up people. You're made up people. I mean, and granted, the actual Israelites were a made up people. They were a made up people, but they were made up people out of African nations. It never made sense to me. It just never made sense to me. Now I see why. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then they can trace their bloodlines back over 2,000 years. They can trace their bloodlines back. These people can trace their bloodlines back to something AD. And see, the brilliance of it is that they can use the Holocaust as an excuse for not being able to trace their roots back any further. But the thing is that even if there's gaps, you would somehow be able to find some of their bloodline in Africa, and not the normal, what, less than 1% that you find for most people who are of European or non-African descent. It's like Europeans made up the colors, so now we all have to so now we're all abiding by your colors. You made up the ethnicities. We didn't. So now by that being made up, now this makes no sense to anybody. Doesn't make any sense when you think about it. Makes no sense. You know. But to me, it seems like the only ones who can do something about it are the actual people who are the rightful heirs. And I assume that God will let them know. So I guess when we find when those people suddenly start, going to Israel in droves, we'll know that it's the end, that it's coming. But I haven't seen that happen yet. Yep. So, you know, I always kept saying in my mind, it's just like none of this made any sense. But you know, I'm not, you know, I'm not from Israel. It's not my heritage, so what, it doesn't really matter to me. You know, but me loving God and knowing God, it does matter to me because it's a spiritual deception. 600,000 folks. Well, you know, it's only supposed to be like 144,000 supposedly. The remnant of the 12 tribes. I ain't seen them yet either. I know. That's what I'm talking about. That still will not affect Bible prophecy. It still can be seen as what I was saying before from the book of Revelation. Those who call themselves Jews, but actually serve the synagogue of Satan. So in Revelation, I think it's Revelation 3:2. Let me see. Let me go look. I'm going to look it up. I'm looking. Revelation 3. Let me go search it. Synagogue, Satan. Synagogue of Satan. Satan. Revelations 2:9 and it's Revelations 2:9. And it says, I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blaspheme of them that say they are Jews, but are not. They are the synagogue of Satan. And if you think about it, what is one of the things that the people that are Jewish are supposedly known for? Being very rich, aren't they? And then they use things like saying people are discriminating to keep it that way. Because they own Hollywood. They own Hollywood. For real, they do. You know? Let me come back up. Let me go back into it. I'm coming back into because I jumped out of the live chat. So go look that up. Yeah, anti-Semitic. But since you yourself have admitted that you are not, that you are the citizens of some other people, how is it that we are being anti-Semitic, really? By just questioning your origin. I'm simply asking questions based on information that your historical scholars are putting out there on the airwaves. I mean, the information is out there for anybody to pick up. You just have to know what you're looking for. Oh yeah, but yeah, I remember we already had that conversation about that last night. Yeah, I already knew that. It was an agenda. And that's what I'm saying, because that gives them the whole Holocaust gives them also an excuse for saying that all of their history was destroyed, blah blah blah, so they can't produce evidence that they are the true descendants of the actual 12 tribes. That helped to accomplish that. I'm just saying. Now, and that's why some people to this day question what really happened, because the numbers don't add up. The numbers don't add up. So people question what really happened, as to how many people really got killed versus how many they tell us got killed, and that it might be a much smaller number than we've been told. Yeah. Basically, supposedly, getting rid of some of their own people. Getting rid of some of their own people. That's what they were doing. And they too were, and they too were tied to the Roman Catholic Church and the Jesuits. I'm telling you, they also were involved in this stuff. That's why Judeo-Christian is a joke to me at this particular point. You feel me? It's a joke to me at this point. Because I'm questioning who's the Judeo part. They make you think that it's and they're not. They're not those people. They're not those people. They did not cross the Red Sea. Their ancestors were not captive in Egypt. Moses is not in their lineage. Their ancestors were not in Galilee. You feel what I'm saying? It's that deep for me. It's that deep for me. you know, but those, you know, I mean, but within those numbers, and I'm not even talking about the ones that are in Israel, within the numbers of these Khazar descendants, some of them have flipped over to Christianity. And now, you know, believe in the deity of Christ, you know, but still they've been led to believe that they are descendants. So, you know, it's like the fallacy continues. You know, I mean, you are celebrating feast days and all of this stuff in your synagogues. That's another people's celebration. It's not yours, but you celebrate it. You celebrate the exodus from Jesus, from Egypt, but your ancestors weren't there. That's what I'm talking about, it being how it's crazy to me. So yeah, you know, but I'm just talking, you know, this is just my opinion based on what I'm seeing. You know, nobody's talking about it. You know, so I'm sure it's not a popular conversation. You know, but it's like, how can you ignore it? How can you act like it's not going on? You know? And then you have to think about the fact that our nation, so to speak, is in bed with them. You know? And we seem to be the only willing participants. You know? So it's like, from a biblical and from a spiritual standpoint, what does that make our country? You know what I mean? What does that make our country? Feeding into this fallacy. Well, everybody's feeding into the fallacy, because if you don't feed into the fallacy, you know, things are said about you that are not good, and you can potentially, you know, be, you know, blacklisted and stuff. Same thing as back in the day when they were calling everybody in Hollywood communists. You know? Those people weren't even communists, but they were calling them all communists. So Dave, you know, if you eat it all up, then that's it. It's gone tonight, and I'll have to figure out something else tomorrow. But that's okay. That's cool. He has been killing that shepherd's pie all evening, y'all. It was a whole pan of it last night. It was a whole pan of it last night. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Terry. I told you I was going to. I immediately went looking. You know? And the crazy thing is I found no videos that refuted the information. They all corroborated it. Nothing refuted it. That's what struck me. Nobody was denying it. I can't wait till Dr. Seby's book comes out, because that'll be some very interesting discussion about some of the stuff in there. All right. Yeah, I didn't find anything refuting it. I didn't find, there were things that said the myth, it said the myth in the titles or whatever. But then when you went into the video, it basically was given the history. Some of the videos were very, very dry and boring, but it was basically given the history of the Khazars and how they are the ancestors of who we refer to as the modern day Jews. So, it's just, it's like, do I want to be mad about it, or or just, just, want to see how many more people want to know the information. But then, maybe people don't want to know. Maybe they don't care. But now I see why my pastor has said some of the things she has said when it came to our nation being in alliance with Israel. Because we're thinking that this is, if you're believing that they are the true people, then this would be Bible prophecy. But it's not, because they aren't. It's I don't know, it's blasphemous to me. It's like, pretty much, for sure that when they talk about, the church of Babylon, that they're pretty much talking about, Roman Catholicism at its core. But then, it's like, I don't think I ever really read that verse in Revelation that way before. But then looking at this information and then rereading that verse, it's like, that's what this verse is really talking about. It's like God already knew this was going to happen. He already knew some people were going to claim to be his people. He already knew it. It's like he already knew. And it's right there in the book of Revelation for everyone to see. But if you don't really know, then you won't understand what that's really talking about. Yeah, making us think that we're nothing, that our people, that our ancestors weren't great, that we're the ones, who were barbaric when our people didn't live in caves. Our people were thinking societies. Our people, for the most part, most of the African nations were monotheistic. They believed in one God. They weren't out there, worshiping trees and whatnot. I mean, but the thing is that you did have some polytheistic societies in Africa, but that's the whole thing, is that God took people out of all of those nations to create one nation that was his people that worshiped him, because he was the one true God. And they screwed that up. And that's why they got tossed in to and fro. And that's why they're lost. And if you believe what the Bible says, they won't be revealed until Jesus comes back. The second coming of Christ. I'm just saying. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are clearly we're very ignorant about who they are, because you have to think about it. Think about the history between African Americans and them in this country, you know? Maybe that's why they have had such alliances with us, because some of our ancestors, you know, are the real deal. You know? Hey, Deborah. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. We're having a kind of deep conversation, just talking about the Khazars and who are the inhabitants of Israel versus who the biblical Israelites were. So, I mean, I'm gonna have to do some more studying. You know. So, yeah, we should probably move to a different subject now. So we should probably move to a different subject now. I heard the Cowboys won today. I don't know who they played though. You see how easily I moved to a different subject? I'm not very happy about them winning today, but I heard they won. Yeah, I know, Terry. It's like we're gonna have to do like a panel discussion on this one. This is one of the ones where we're gonna have to do a panel discussion. It definitely can't be something like, yeah, because we need to get different points of views, and then we have to be very careful in our conversation that it doesn't appear, you know, that we're racist or anything. We're not. We're just questioning something. Oh, they beat the Detroit Lions. Oh. The Lions. I don't know why. It just looks like the Cowboys are going to be. Who can stop them from getting to the top of the division? Yeah, we're going to definitely have to do that, Terry. We'll need to get a couple of us up there. You know, that are willing to do to have the research already done ahead of time and everything. But yeah, that's a deep discussion. So they're supposed to start up some more impeachment hearings again this week with this president. Oh, I guess this one's going, so I'm about to turn it to the next one. Let's see. All right, we'll move to another one. These are all the same channel. So they're all chill, lo-fi hip-hop beats, relaxing, chill, hop study music mix. Sounds like it's the same music. Sounds like it's the same music to me. Yeah, I know you would, Terry. And I have to make sure that I have my information too. But yeah, we have to get a couple of us up there for that one. Yeah, this sounds like it sounds like the same song that was on the other one. I guess it doesn't really matter. At least this is better than most of the copyright free music. Most of it sucks. But I had to go looking for this one. I said, let me just see if I can find something that's like, you know, just nice and chill, you know, so I could give y'all a different vibe than my trap music. But has anybody seen that the Harriet Tubman thing yet? Because I still am seeing very mixed reviews on that that movie. And I don't know if that actress was a good representation of us. Especially since she doesn't have our experience. Yeah. See, I'm a DVD on that one. Oh, wait for it to, you know, that's just how I'm feeling about it. You know, not that I don't want to support, you know, Janelle Monáe or anything, but it's just like, wasn't there an African-American actress that you could have found to fulfill that role? That's just my feelings in regards to that. So I'm not, it's like, I don't think I want to give her, you know, take my money. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm hearing that it's not all that good. So I don't want to go waste my money and be, you know, pissed off. I'll wait. Oh, but guys, I know you guys aren't really into the love and hip hop thing, you know, but I have to commend Omarion on his response to all this stuff going on with his children's mother and his ex-bandmate. Hey, Gigi. Yeah, I have to commend Omarion because Omarion is so unbothered and he didn't say nothing disparaging about this woman. He when he was doing that interview with Vlad, and Vlad can be a very, very messy person, you know, but I was glad that he was just kind of cool and chill and everything. But April doesn't get it. She's looking crazy out here in these streets. She's looking like that she's the pass around, and Lil Fizz has a history of going after women that were previously with Omarion. So it's like he's thirsty for Omarion's toss-offs, you know. But the way that she is representing herself, I think she should think about it, because her children are going to see that eventually, especially that craziness that she did on IG, you know, patting her poom poom. So, but I liked how Omarion, you know, was just like, I wish them the best. He didn't try to make it into, those clothes are dirty. What are you doing? What are you doing? Those clothes are dirty. I have to wash them. Anyway, yeah, I mean, she's, you know, she's been given a list of men, of names of men. So that's like, you're the pass around. You know, you're the pass around. And, you know, but like I said, I commend Omarion, because he's, first of all, he's not giving her what she wants. Because clearly she's hurt. Clearly this woman is hurt. Because he didn't want to deal with her no more. So he broke it off with her. She mad. So to get back at him, she get with his bandmate. And every time Dick and Harry in the music industry that you can, and you, I mean, to me, it's like you made it so it's definitely this man, even if this man was thinking about taking you back, he ain't gonna do it. And, you know, even though I'm not really into the zodiacs, this man is a Scorpio. So he's real unbothered. Even if it's bothering him, you'll never see it bothering him. He acts like he could give 2 Fs. It's like, do you, boo-boo? Whatever makes you happy. You know, that's basically where he is. But what I say is that right now, he needs to release a song. Omarion needs to just put out a song, put his feelings, you know, in some music. We'll all go out and buy it. Because, you know, when she tried to make him look like trash, she's making herself look like trash. You know, but I do notice that at least the kids are nowhere to be seen in any of the stuff on the Love and Hip Hop stuff. You know, so I don't know if that means that Omarion has them, basically, because I think he's trying to have the kids and her not have anything, not be with them. And she keeps doing things. I didn't Scorpio bash. I said that that Omarion is a Scorpio. So you really not gonna see him acting like he cares. Because that's just how y'all are, Lefford. I'm sorry. That's how y'all are. My son is one. So, yeah. Y'all are nice until y'all are not. So he's not nice anymore. But he ain't saying nothing about her. He ain't dragging her. She's doing enough all by herself. He don't have to drag her. Yeah, he don't have to drag her. He can let her do it all by herself. He can let her do it all by herself. Oh, but guys, Strong Mommy Chrissy, I guess, has gotten wind of everybody talking about her. I'm sorry. That was funny to me for a minute. Anyway, but she's gotten wind of everybody talking about her. So she posted a video basically saying that she's not going to be posting her kids up anymore, and you'll hardly see them, and this is why she doesn't hardly show her kids, and that, you know, she's a good mother, and, you know, even when you're watching kids, and even though somebody may be watching the kids, sometimes things happen, which is true. Sometimes things happen. But if I'm not mistaken, people are saying you got a dirty house, among other things. You know, and then they're saying, you know, they're talking about, you know, how your kids are looking and whether they're looking like they're being well, you know, well cared for. Strong Mommy Chrissy, she's a black YouTuber that has like over 100K subscribers. She's been on YouTube for years. And Black YouTube has been dragging her. You know, people have been threatening to call CPS on her and all kinds of stuff. So, but you're the one putting yourself on YouTube with kids. I got a kid, but my kid's grown. Can't nobody call CPS. And even though my channel is about me, so my son, yeah, he's on here, but it's about me and me being a caregiver. And it's about, you know, things that having to do with that, and then things that just have to do with me, you know. So, and I've already gone in there and put in there that my channel is not for kids. It's the channel itself is not intended for kids. Hey, Face Tiger. But yeah, Strong Mommy Chrissy came on and was talking about, you know, it was basically a 15-minute video. You know, just basically talking about, you know, everybody coming at her, and this is why she doesn't have her kids hardly on the channel, and she doesn't understand why people are doing that kind of stuff to YouTubers, you know, threatening to call CPS and stuff on them. But you vlogged taking your child to the ER when he had a coin down his throat. And I'm not saying, you know, yeah, this is your life and everything. My issue was not about the event. It was about you vlogging while it was going on. That's something that she could have done as a story time after the fact. And she doesn't get that that's what people are, that that's the kind of stuff people have an issue with. You know, she don't want to hear nobody say nothing wrong, that she's doing anything wrong. She thinks that, you know, she takes every, you know, thing as a criticism of her mothering skills. But hey, you the one who had 9 kids by 6 different men and are putting that information out on YouTube. You're the one who have let people know that you live in Nevada and that, you know, hey, you live in the Henderson area. Why do I know this information? So you're putting your own information out there, and you know, oh, and then she went off about people thinking that she leaves her kids unattended. You know, like when she's doing a video, she says that most of the time the kids are right there off camera, and she's telling them to be quiet. That's why she generally doesn't like to film with them, especially because, sometimes she's having adult conversations that she doesn't think are appropriate for them, and she just went on and on and on and on and on. But once again, we'll just get back to the fact that she's 29 with 9 kids. 29 with 9 kids. And your husband left you. And only 2 of those kids are his. And then your twin's father thinks that you were trying to trap them. So he wrote off his parental rights and doesn't want to have anything to do with the twins. But you don't see that it's really he doesn't want to have anything to do with you. It's not that he doesn't want to have anything to do with the twins, but he'd rather sacrifice having a relationship with those with the kids because of you, which is sad. It really, really is. And some of these guys that she has kids by, I guess she didn't know them very well. Just crazy. So, she's basically on there defending herself and stuff. Don't nobody want to hear all that. Girl, go sit down. If you're going to do your channel, just do your channel. Stop posting your kids on there. Stop putting stuff up there that will allow people to have something to say about you and your channel and how you might deal with your kids. That's true, Terry. At this particular point, you got 9 kids. And you got one guy to marry you, but he gone. So, I don't know I can't think of no man that's going to want to come into that situation. So, she's basically not going to be able to date until most of those kids are out of the house, at least. So that means now she has 29 has 9 kids at 29. She's not going to be able to really date for at least 10 years. At least until she's 40. Really. Because between now and then some of those kids will grow up, hopefully. And it won't be so many kids. Because otherwise, she's stuck being single forever. I mean, it's like, even though you don't live in the projects, you are so the stereotypical project mom with a bunch of kids on public aid with all those children. Because with all them kids, she automatically qualifies. So she's getting all of those things, even though she wants to be acting like she's not getting it. You are. Stop wearing the Gucci. Stop wearing the designer brands and stuff and everything. Stop having the lobster and seafood mukbangs on YouTube with 9 kids. I'm just saying. Nah, Terry, not in this situation, period. Don't nobody want that. But she has, the decisions that she has made have put her in this situation to have to be there with 9 children. And then you don't want to get your tubes tied, girl. What? Like, stop it. there's not any good man that's going to want to come into that situation. If she gets a man, it's going to be a trash man who's just going to use her. So, but maybe that's what she wants, because that's what she's had. All them men were trash. Hey, Dollar Tree. Leffer, you and them damn tea cakes. You just need a sister with a pulse and can bake tea cakes. You and them damn tea cakes. You are too funny. Yeah, but you know, I mean, I don't knock your hustle, you know, being on YouTube and everything, but I'm just saying that she clearly needs to be wiser about what her content is. You know? Because just because she got all them kids, you don't have to fall into the stereotype. You could be doing something so much else. You got all them subscribers. Why are you not doing something? You know, I think she got some merchandise that maybe she sells or something, but she could be doing some other stuff. You know, that doesn't involve bringing the kids on camera. Since she can't do that, you know, for the most part, especially going forward, because YouTube ain't playing. I know that she's one of the channels that they're going to be looking at to make sure. Her and that other chick that got 12 kids. And then what's the other one? Jazzy for Life, I think is the other one. You know, so all of them, you know, but if you don't care, Chrissy, then don't care, you know? I mean, if someone doesn't have a valid reason for calling CPS on you, CPS is not going to come out there and cause havoc in your life, you know? But if you're posting things that may cause attention, like a video of you driving your child to the ER with a coin down their throat, then maybe you have something to worry about. It's what you are posting on your YouTube. It's the information that you are putting out there, young lady. I just have to put it like that, because I'm like, you know, this girl, I'm old enough to be her mama. And her mama supposedly is around, so I don't understand. Is her mom dysfunctional too as a mom? So therefore she can't teach this girl the proper way to be a mother? Hey, Tatted Hearts. As you can hear, Tatted Hearts, this is for you. This is for you. I'm playing hip-hop beats, chill hip-hop beats, study music mix. Some of the copyright-free music off of YouTube. So I'm not playing my trap music tonight. You're very welcome. I like this though. This one is pretty cool. It's like pretty chill. It's the kind of music I listen to. I like to listen to like mellow hip hop with no words, because most of the time, if it has words to it, with the new stuff, you can't understand what the heck they're saying because they don't articulate. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys when I was talking about the BET Awards earlier. My D Smoke's brother was on there, Sir. He was on there too. Got to tell y'all that when I was on that one. Now back to Chrissy, but yeah, she just needs to watch what she's putting on YouTube. And if you're gonna be on YouTube, have a thick skin and don't care what people are saying. And if you don't care what people are saying, that means you don't need to put up a video about what people are saying when they do whatever the heck they're gonna do. Because if you don't care, you don't care. Because I don't care. I'm not here for the drama. No, and I can see it already though, I think. I think that I can see the new font. I can see it on YouTube. I can't see it in StreamYard though. Yes, we don't do drama over here. This is a positive vibes channel. We only give knowledge, and we ask all people to respect each other. Even if you don't like somebody else's opinion, you can agree to disagree. But this is a drama-free channel. I don't do drama. I just like to get on here for the live streams and just talk to you guys. But we are going to start to do panels and stuff for the live streams, so that it's not only me, especially if I want to do more than a 2-hour live stream, because I know if it's just me up here, I can't talk for more than 2 hours by myself. But yeah, no, we don't do the drama. But this music is good, Tattered Heart, so I'll have it in my repertoire. What I'll do is I'll switch between using the stuff that my niece sends, my goddaughter sends me, and if I can find other ones that are like this one, you know. But most of them only go for like 30 minutes, so I have to switch between different ones. So I think, let me see. This one still has a few more minutes. I'll just roll it back to the beginning and let it replay. Yeah. Maybe it's there. Maybe I'm just seeing what it was before. What did you change it? What did you change the font to, Tattered Heart? Did you change it to the script? Thank you, Lefford. I try to keep it interesting, and find some things. But like one of the topics tonight, I have to thank Terry for that one, because once we started that discussion on this last night, I had to go do me some research on it so that I could know more about it, so that I could, have a better commentary. So I have to thank Terry for that, about the Khazars. Oh, then yeah, we can't see it yet. Then Tattered Hearts, yeah. If you changed it to script, Yeah, we still see the other text. It'll probably show the next time. I don't know. You know what? I never even thought about that. I guess you can change the font of your username. I just have mine in the easy way. But you guys, I did figure out something that I need to start putting in as my hashtag. Instead of putting in autism mom, I need to put in autism vlog. And the reason I need to put in autism vlog instead of autism mom is because right now there's another parent that does an autism vlog, and his stuff comes up first in the search. So I changed my hashtag to autism vlog versus autism mom. That's a higher search. So I'll get more random people that are just looking for something on autism to go to my vlogs. Oh, you hacked the system to change the fonts? Oh, you did, Tatted Hearts? Yeah, because I was like, I didn't know you could change the fonts. But you had it changed before it was a different font. And then you changed it back to this. Or maybe it was because you had everything in script last night. Yeah, Terry, that was a good topic. That was a good topic. You know, and I just really scratched the surface. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's so many questions, you know, that have been glossed over on that one. Oh yeah, it'll probably, it takes about 24 hours for you to be able to see it. So we'll be able to see it tomorrow. But yeah, I came on early tonight because I decided, I'm like, you know, I've been basically floating around YouTube today in other people's chats and stuff. I wasn't even really out there doing a whole bunch of networking. I just kind of did a little bit of networking by accident. You know, I'd see somebody in a chat and you know, went and looked at their channel and saw they had some good stuff. But I did actually get over 1,100. I'm over 1,100 subscribers as of today. So now my thing says 1.1. Finally it says 1.1. It's been hard getting that from the 1K to 1,100. It's been hard getting, you know, this 100, because I don't know. I think because I need to start exploring more on YouTube and going out more and more into different parts of YouTube and meeting more people. Like, I haven't really met a lot of people in the crafting community, and I love knitting and crocheting and stuff. So I think I need to go meet more people in that community because we do have things in common. Oh, the music went off. Let's see. The music went off. So let me roll it back to the very beginning. And it's going to start again. There we go. Yeah. I'm glad that I'm growing the channel, but you know what, Terry? I'm glad that I'm not, you know, I was on a mission to get to 1K, but now, you know, now that I got over that, now I'm really more, I want to grow the channel and I want to get to 2K before the end of the year. But now I'm concentrating on how I do these live streams versus my vlogs, because the live streams is the content that I'm putting out every day. So I want to keep it kind of like in this commentary, you know, but I want to sometimes have like panels and then also have other channels come up that have different commentary on their channels and have discussions with them. I want to make it like an interesting, you know, thing, especially, you know, since I'm going to be, at least for the near future, I'm going to be doing this every day. Now, once the channel gets monetized, I'll probably will change it to maybe 3 times a week. But for right now, I'm doing it every day. So I hope y'all don't mind seeing me on here every day. Hey, Blind Nito. Hey, Life with Damo. Yeah, I'm just coming on every day, but I'm concentrating on, you know, what I put into the lives. You know, I keep the music in the background so y'all have, so you don't have any dead air if I'm not saying anything. And hopefully I'm getting better and better, you know, because what I used to do is I did a music show for like 10 years on the internet. Yeah. But on that, you know, I wasn't talking a lot. I was basically, I would play music. I would, you know, talk about the music. I would do a little bit of talking, and then I would like do some spoken word. But that was about it. On this, you know, I think that this is a better platform for doing, like, you know, the commentary, especially, you know, when you're trying to keep things, for the most part, from a knowledge standpoint, and then positive, and not getting involved in any of the YouTube drama, no matter what sector it's in. You know, but for the most part, it's like I don't really have a channel that even though my channel is on autism, I'm not really in a specific sector of YouTube. I'm just, you know, here for right now. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate it. You know, and, you know, as long as I have something to say, or, you know, something, you know, to bring, you know, to the plate, I want to continue. And, you know, so far so good. So far so good. Ha ha ha. Thanks, DOD. You know, but it's not easy to get up here and talk. I don't think it is that for anybody, you know, because even if you are an extrovert, which I'm not, you know, getting up here talking and giving your opinion about things and researching topics and things to talk about, you know, that's not easy, you know. And then when you're not an extrovert, it's even, you know, it's even more, because, you know, you're making yourself into that person, you know, for however long it is that you're on here, you know. But I like that it stretches me because, you know, one of my goals is to eventually do public speaking about autism and about caregiving for an adult with autism, and, you know, speaking around different places. So to me, I think doing, you know, my nightly lives and doing all of this talking is helping to prepare me for that, because I don't like public speaking, but I know in order to do what it is that I want to do for my son, I'm going to have to do it, you know, and it's part of what, you know, my purpose is, you know. But yeah, and like I went this weekend, and I got another. I had broke the little thing I had to hold my cell phone up in the car so that I could, you know, sometimes videotape when I'm driving. So I went and got a new one of those. So now I'll be able to do that, because it's been really hard to videotape some of my stuff for the last few weeks, because, you know, as you can hear in the background, my son is here usually when I have time, and or I'm live streaming at the time, you know, when he's, you know, when he's not awake. So I got to figure it out. But I think that I'm gonna probably do some like from my car, some when I'm walking, you know, just so that they're all not ones where I have to set up, you know, the ring light and everything, and, you know, have it all quiet in the house. Because if I'm doing the walking ones or I'm in the car, it doesn't really matter, because I then put the music in, you know, under in the background, and you won't hear what, you know, for the most part, the background noise anyway. But in the house, I can't do that. But I'm proud of you, Terry. You know, you just start putting your content up there, and people start looking at it, and it'll just and it'll start growing. Because you have a lot to say, brother. You have a lot to say. But yeah, going live, that part's not easy at all. But once you start doing it, it becomes easier. It becomes easier, you know? I mean, but there's some days it's like, oh God, I got to go live. Okay, what am I going to talk about? And then once I get on, I'm good. It's like, it just comes, and I just go, I'm just do it. And it, you know, and I have to remember that, because I remember when I was doing the radio show, because I did a 2-hour radio show called Vibing with DC. And it was some Sundays I did not want to do that show, but I was there. I had I would have my music together. Sometimes when I didn't feel like doing it, I would just decide what I was playing when I got there. Literally, I would just, you know, open up my music and plug it in and just start playing, and pick like some music mix that I had made that kind of expressed how I was feeling at that particular point. You know, but I like the direction supposedly that YouTube is trying to get people to go, you know, to have quality comment, you know, have quality content, to think about who it is that you're trying to attract to your channel, and everything. And, you know, for me, I think I have a wide audience because when I'm not doing my live streams, I'm talking about autism, that can cover a huge audience, you know. And then in my live streams, I have like not so random talk, but I'm pretty much giving knowledge and interacting, you know, with other people. So again, you know, it's putting something out there that I think is not the same as everybody else. Because I've gone and looked at different people's live streams and how different people do their live streams. Some people do games, you know, some people do growth live streams, you know, some people do live streams where they're cooking, or they're playing an instrument, or some have make their live streams into like a talk show or whatever. You know, mine is kind of like a talk show, but not really. It's just more like a kind of a chat. Maybe when there's a whole huge amount of people in here at some point in the future. But right now, I like the intimacy of the chat. You know, I like the way it is. And some of the subjects that I'm talking about, everybody's not ready for. They're not ready for. So it's probably better that it's not a whole bunch of people in the chat for some of these subjects. You know, because they're not ready for it. They really aren't. And when they're not ready for that knowledge, you know, you don't want to put that in front of them. You know, but I like the people that come through my chats, and that, you know, and I try to go through their chats, and I try to go to their channels and support them, because I actually like people's content. That's what I like is that I like the people who I subscribe to content, and it doesn't matter what size their channels are. Some people have bigger channels, some people have smaller channels. It doesn't really matter. It allows you to see so many people's worlds and so many different lifestyles, and seeing people all over the world. It just opens up a lot. You know, it's a different type of community than Facebook or Twitter. But, you know, folks like to come on here and they like to just get through, you know, find things that they're interested in. Or some people just roll around YouTube and see what's going on. But I think that I've made a lot of good, you know, connections. You know, I like what everybody's channels are talking about. I've gained knowledge from people, you know. And for the most part, my YouTube experience is positive, and I hope to keep it that way. But I'm looking at where we are, guys. And it looks like we're a little bit over we made it past our 2 hours for tonight. And I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. This music put me in a much chiller mood than normal. With my trap music, I'm more pumped up. So, you know, I might see if I can find some that's like this, that's a little faster, because this one has me like, woo, it's almost bedtime for me. That's what it's making me feel like right now. Probably because it's after 11, and tomorrow is a work day for most of us. But I am so glad you guys came out. I thank everybody who is here, everybody who came through. If you didn't, before you came in, please smash that like button on the way out. I will be back on tomorrow night at my normal time of 9:30 Pacific time. I came on 30 minutes early tonight on a Sunday night, but tomorrow night I'll be back on at my normal time. And I hope that you guys will rejoin me at that time for another edition of Not So Random Chat. So until tomorrow night, you guys, as always, I want to say to you, peace from the West Side. Bye, everybody.